Good Friday morning, everybody. We made it through the work week. We're almost there to the weekend. Just one more day you got to get through, guys. One more day, a couple hours. But we're kicking it off with this beautiful sky cam view out in Dimmitt, where we can see the beautiful contrast between the sunrise with those oranges, reds, even some yellows there, and then the bluer skies above. It's beautiful to get to see these sunrises when we don't have overcast and dreary conditions in the area. Now, taking a look at our current conditions, right now Amarillo sitting at 59 degrees. Winds are coming in from the south southeast at 9 miles an hour, and our dew point at 58. So it's feeling refreshing and cool out there. Across the board, 54 for Tucumcari, 61 in Portales, 62 in Borger, and 64 for Childress at this hour. But taking a look at our radar, we do have a couple of weak showers trying to make their way over some of our northeastern counties, including some cells or rather some thunderstorms and showers trying to make their way from Texas into Beaver County. And then we do have some in Ochiltree County at this hour. But as the morning continues, those should at least exit, if not weaken, before they try to make it their way over into the Oklahoma area. Now, taking a look at the next couple of hours, we're cool this morning. We warm up this afternoon, and it'll be pleasant across the area. So if you have any extracurricular activities planned for the kiddos after work, or after school rather, it's going to be a nice day. Although can't rule out some isolated storms later this afternoon. Although temperatures are going to be back mild. Let's take a look at our model here. Again, mostly clear conditions across the area as we head around dinner time. That's when we can see a couple of storms try to flare up over portions of eastern New Mexico, but they may not make the trip over into the Panhandles region. So if you are trying to hit up the second to last day of the Tri-State Fair or go outdoors, you may be spared for some rain, at least for today. As we head into Saturday, though, we will be dealing with some overcast conditions in the morning. We should clear out, though, by the afternoon, but that's around late afternoon into the evening hours is when we can see a couple of pop-up showers and thunderstorms try to develop thanks to disturbance making its way over portions of Kansas and this kind of frontal boundary that's developed. It's not really cooling us down. It's fairly weak at all at best. So that's kind of triggering the storm development. But for most of us, it should be a pleasant day. Although I think the coverage is just a tad bit more widespread than today's storms. Heading into Sunday, we start off again with some morning cloud cover, but we'll warm up nicely in the afternoon with temperatures expected to be even warmer than today and tomorrow. Now, taking a look at our severe outlook for today, not looking at much. General thunderstorms expected not only just for today, but also for tomorrow. General thunderstorms expected, although it covers a wider swath of the area. Taking a peek at our weekend outlook, we're mild with temperatures feeling more like the dog days of summer. Then, especially as we take a look at Monday, I'll have more on that just a little bit. But isolated storms expected Saturday, and we clear out on Sunday. Overall, pleasant conditions expected. Our highs expected for today in the 80s across the board. 90s can't be ruled out, especially if you're places like Childress and Paducah. But overall, it's going to be a nice and mild day across the area. Now, as we take a look at our next weather maker, we have a lot to break down here because as we go into early next week, we'll have a disturbance make its way from the Pacific Northwest into portions of the Rockies. Now, there is some questions as to its exact location because that does have impacts to our weather. So first scenario one, which as of now looks like the more formidable one to look out for. That includes uh, a stronger system that slows down, kind of drags across the area. It'll be close to the Panhandles region, but along with it, not only just moisture, but also a prolonged period of cooling. At some point next week, we will be cooler. It's a matter of how long and how cold that will be. Looking at scenario two, well, it's further north, so not really directly impacting us, but it will be a weaker system. It will move quicker and will have a shorter cool down period than what we would expect with scenario one. And even kind of to tease you guys what's behind that, you could kind of see this area of low pressure here off the southwest coast of California. And as we take a look even further, that may become a player depending on where that moisture ends up going down the pike. But we have a lot of other different things to worry about at this point in time because the weather that we deal with Monday through Wednesday and Thursday will possibly dictate what ends up happening with that excess moisture that's left over from that remnant tropical system. Now, taking a look at our 7 day tracker, Friday today rather, begins the extended stretch, at least for the next couple days, of temperatures above average. We will be closer to what it feels like in the middle of July. Come Monday, which is the start of fall, the official first day of autumn, than actually our normal temperatures for this time of year. Kind of crazy to think about, but isolated storm sticking around today, tomorrow. Monday can't rule out an isolated storm, although I think the threat is fairly low, especially as that cold front sweeps through. But again, there's a lot of moving pieces. So when that cold front moves through, how strong it is will be determined by the position of that system and that low pressure system and what ends up happening with that. But it looks like we will cool down at least close to the 70s by midweek next week as we continue to deal with some moisture. But you might be looking at those 20% probabilities. Those are very loose, I will say. Those may change, will likely change as we continue to get more information about what that piece of energy ends up going, what it does, because again, that means more rounds of rain and thunderstorms, or it could mean warmer and drier conditions. So we will see what ends up happening, but best believe we are keeping an eye on it. Hope you all are able to enjoy the rest of today. Make sure to remain weather aware and hope you tune in for our midday show at 11. And if not, then Matt will have an update for you guys at 5 p.m. on our channel. You all take care.